Before we get started, a quick word from our sponsor, Community Financial's President CEO Tansley Stern podcast, Despite Impossible. Now on to the show.
Mike Lawson here with CU Broadcast. Welcome back to our continued coverage of the 2024 Venture Tech Extravaganza here in Frisco, Texas, right on the campus of the Dallas Cowboys practice facility. It's pretty impressive here. Pretty fun. I haven't seen any of the Cowboys yet, but I think they're laying low after their last game. Anyway, it's great being here in Texas and this really cool fintech event called Venture Tech. And speaking of really cool technology, we have the fine folks from Janusea in the studio lounge. Masako Long, how are you, Masako?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. I'm doing great. And then Kyle Stutzman.
Hi, Mike.
From Janusea as well. How are you guys? How's it going here? I mean, we've had a few rounds of fintech pitches. How are those going?
They're great. It's very inspiring to hear them. I really enjoy it. I get into it, learning about them and what they're doing and what they're doing for the industry. So it's exciting.
It's exciting to see what's on the horizon. The opportunities abound.
But most of them are founders. They live this. This is their passion.
Oh yeah.
This is what they're driving forward. They may not understand all of our industry yet.
Yes. They will.
All of the nuances of the kind of industry, but that doesn't matter because it's contagious to have their their drive and their passion. After the last presentation, I got to overhear a couple credit union leaders talking. We need to be taking on some of these new, innovative, hopeful, exciting things for our members, because these are decisions we don't have to make for the next 30 years. They're decisions we may just be making for the next 3, 5.
That's a good point.
We need to be agile and flexible enough as an institution to take a risk, because it's important for us to do this for our members. And if it doesn't quite work out, we'll have a backup plan to do something or work with it.
Well, there's so much change going on.
It's the right mindset.
Exactly. You want to be prepared for anything. So So anything stand out? Anything, Moscow? Any of the pitches that stand out so far? Because yesterday we had the baby fintechs, things that were just starting out, just kind of learning how to walk, so to speak. Now they were all great companies, but anything?
They're all great.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Nudge Buddy was pretty cool.
Nudge
earlier. Modern FI was awesome.
They were the winner, I heard.
The first round.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought they were great. I mean, I think all of them have really a good niche and could fill a specific need. So I'm excited about them all. If I was a credit union, I'd be struggling on what I wanted to bring in first. So
it's Christmas presents. You know, it's which one do I open first? Yeah.
You can't compare them apples to apples. They're different. Everybody that's presented has been different solutions. They may have, hey, we use AI to do this in the background or make some other adjustments, but it's solutions that really are targeted at solving credit union problems.
Right.
And that's what's really exciting. It's not just, hey, here's some cool tech, and then let's try to figure out if it has any meaning. They actually are up there pitching. This is tech that's going to directly improve to bring in new members. This is what's going to directly increase deposits. Here's how it's going to happen. Here's the functions. Here's what we're working. And the ones this morning, it's nice because they do have some engagement with credit unions already. So they have,
a little bit of
if not a full use case, they at least have the concept vetted out with their pilot customers.
Okay, let's look at it from. I'm sorry.
I was going to say one of the things that did stand out was yesterday at the very beginning. There was a couple panels, but also an interactive conversation. And one of the big ones is how do we as credit unions develop a culture of having pilots, right? Really embracing new technology. Because to Kyle's point, it's not a decision we have to make always for 10 years. It can be a short term or it can meet a specific need, but you have to obviously there's a culture of risk management also, but once you understand there's risk management about these solutions, you can put that in your playbook and have a pilot, a culture of pilot and, iterating and looking at new things, because otherwise you kind of die on the vine, right? If you're not trying new things or bringing new things to the members, then they'll go somewhere else.
I agree. Couldn't agree more. That seems to be the theme of our times right now.
We buy into this directly because Janusea, is about the integration side of it. You can't do a pilot.
I was going to bring that up.
Right. You can't do a pilot or you can't do many pilots if your pilots take you 9, 12, 18 months.
Exactly, that's too long.
It's too long.
By then, you're
so
behind the ball. Yeah.
if we can help, which is what we've been doing with a number of these partners, it's been amazing for us to make relationships here that have grown into full-fledged. We just had another credit union come up and tell us they signed up with KSAP. KSAP was it just a year ago or 2 years ago here?
A year ago.
Right, that they presented, they didn't have any connections to credit unions yet, and they're actively growing and connected to multiple cores. And so if you can do something and get it done in months, 3 months or less, well, you can actually do a pilot. You can move ahead. You can try something out. So I'm hoping people see that methodology is important, whether it's Janusea or however else it's being done. But it's not the old way where you have to spend a year doing a pilot. You can't put your attention to anything else.
That's antiquated. That's you can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought up Janusea, obviously, because my next question is like, okay, from the Janusea perspective, how are you guys looking at these pitches? Like, oh, hey, that would be a great one to connect with.
Yes.
Right.
So I'm using that in air quotes. So are you guys looking at these types of things as well? Like, okay, we can connect that with equity, and then we can connect that. So how are you guys approaching this?
Yeah.
I would say that's one of the reasons why VentureTech's one of my favorite shows is because we do get to see the up-and-comers, right, and see if we can help fill a gap. Because I think a lot of them have struggled in saying, oh, I do want to work with credit unions, but then they get the question of, do you work with my core? And they don't really know how to answer that or think they can overcome it with, because they do have really smart people working for them, right? Like they may have devs or the founders or, technical people, and they know how to do it, but then they have to deal with the bureaucracy and the technology challenge of integrating the core. So yes, I do listen for a lot of how we can help, but it's exciting to see how they want to be integrated, and when they are really passionate about this industry, then we can help accelerate that for them.
Yeah, I would think the light bulb would go on like, oh wow, you can connect us? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, this is awesome. That's one big hurdle that they don't have to worry about, right? So
because it's usually not their value. Their value is not in, do they connect? Their value is in all the things that their problems they're solving. Yeah, approaching the conference. So just a weird sidebar. Right before I came up here, I pulled into a parking lot, and there's a DeLorean, like the stainless steel Back to the Future car. Yeah. And I thought it was a perfect sort of just trigger before you step into this environment. Here you have like going into the future and going into the past. And the current, like all of that comes together here at VentureTech, right? You have people that are wanting to push forward, you have credit unions wanting to push forward, but you can't do that without acknowledging and dealing with the legacy systems we have, the past that we have.
Good point.
And we actually have people that are putting that all together, not just us, but all of these people are figuring out how does this all fit together to make an impact today and make an impact for next quarter and to make next year different. And it's really exciting to be around this environment.
And we got a couple of folks from the NCOA here as well, giving us their perspective.
Yeah.
So I was just talking to Mr. Weiss, Charlie Wise, that's right. Charlie Weiss. Oh gosh, I'm sorry, Charlie. Oh gosh. But I was just talking to him, and he was telling me how they're embracing or trying to wrap their head around and their arms around AI and what's going on with that, how that's going to change everything, obviously, and he's actually like really excited what he saw on stage already from a lot of the pitches.
Yeah.
So, and he's been here for a couple of days. So,
and he heard people talking about we understand it's different in the financial industry. We isolate models. We make sure that the data is private and kept consistent. So, I believe that it's going to be amazing to hear them speak and talk, from their perspective where they're coming from. I think they get something out of being here too.
Oh yeah.
And hearing how everyone else is thinking about it, and they take these things seriously.
Yeah, because it's good to hear that. I mean, these things are going to happen regardless. So how we can do it in a way that's effective for this community is
putting some guardrails around this stuff because it can be the wild, wild west, and you don't want to go off the rails.
No.
We want the guardrails. So,
right.
Yeah. So
we want to think outside the box, but not like way outside the box.
Exactly. So having said that, I mean, what do you guys look to take from this conference? Obviously, new connections and maybe some new business, that type of stuff, but are there anything else? Is there anything else that you guys want to take away from it, Masako?
No, I think it is. It's just about creating connections, and it was funny because I was talking to somebody about Janusea and coming on the platform, and they're like, "Well, we're not ready to do this quarter." I'm like, "I'm not ready for you to do this quarter, but I'm here to develop long-term relationships and see how we can help each other in the future." But that's really what it is. It's great networking here.
Oh my gosh,
I think another value to VentureTech really is I feel like the conversations are deeper and more curious and more like, people really want to know about the technology rather than sometimes, again, you go to a conference and they're like, vendors.
Yeah, I hear you.
So here it's really great to have that interaction.
Well, I think people are here for a reason.
Yes.
Because this is a fintech conference, so the people that are here are here for a specific reason, and they want to know more about what you're offering. So that's how I see it. So Kyle, how about you?
Well, I bring an extra perspective here in that we have multiple of our investors here. So we have Great Lakes and Mary Trust, like they have representatives here. We have ICUL here. So we have credit unions and leagues that made us, our QSO, did an investment. We also, Pure IT's here that helped launch us. And then we have others that are interested. I've been asked more times than probably any other conference, well, where are you headed? Where's your growth coming from? Which is nice to have people take interest in our business, not just in our services and how we're helping others, which of course is what we do and we're passionate about, but also in our business. And then we have our fintech partners here too. And it's not just their sales team, because it is a technology conference. Their CEOs, executives, co-founders are here. So I've just talked to a lot of really good connections, and they're people that both our customers, but they're also people that are right behind us or with us in business and supporting us, which is a really unique spot to be in. And we get that at some other conferences, but it's the same thing. Like when CEOs get together, credit union CEOs get together, you kind of have this special connection and conversations that you can have just as CEO executives. Well, here we're having some similar things with investors, with CEO partners in our business, and those that use us on our platform. It's fun.
Well, they see the value in it.
Yeah.
So that's why I think people are curious and want to know more. So.
Oh, and we get to put together plans together for the next year and what's happening. It's amazing how many people are very excited about what's coming in the next year with the credit unions that they're serving.
Yeah.
It's going to be an exciting time.
Interesting year. Can't believe it's like a month and a half away already.
Yeah.
No.
Didn't we just celebrate 4th of July like last week? My God.
No.
Time is just flying.
It's great.
Anyway, so all right, guys. Well, anything else to add before I let you go on to the rest of the show? Because I think, there's some folks up on stage that are talking right now, so I don't want you to miss out on too much.
No.
Okay.
This is great.
I don't know.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
We got to play in the pickleball thing, so if you get to see, Masako was out there playing
time.
on the court. They gave me a whistle,
You look very official wearing your referee uniform.
Yes.
That was pretty impressive.
Thank you.
You and Brian Lauer with your blazers
We had
on.
blazers and I had the hat.
Glasses. Oh, it's classic. Who's going to argue with you guys? Nobody.
I only got charged once by one of the players. Yeah. It was all in fun. Thank you.
All right. Won't have to call security or anything like that.
No.
Right.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for your time as always. Congrats on the success already, and it's been really fun to watch your journey. And
thank you.
I'm sure it's continuing to take off like a rocket. So it's a lot of fun to watch.
Thank you.
So keep up the good work, guys. All right.
Thank you.
There they are. Dynamic duo from Janusea. Go check them out.
A quick word from our sponsor, Community Financial's present CEO, Tansley Stern's new podcast, Despite Impossible.